Yes. Yeah. Morning all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience in different technologies, starting from big data, Hadoop, Spark, Python, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yes,
Ah,
sir.
yes, your voice is audible, sir.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. As part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following things, right? Why a data engineer? Why a data engineer, right? So if you go back like 10 to 15 years, right, back, there is no concept of data engineer. How a data engineer different with a ETL developer and role of Azure data engineer. Azure data engineer products and services, one, the various Azure data engineer products and services, and the job market of Azure data engineer. So today, that is, we are going to discuss about data engineer with using a cloud environment, that is Azure cloud. Why to go with cloud as compared with on-premises? Previously, we used to work on on-premise, means everything setting up on-premise environment. But why to move to the cloud environment? That to like why to go for Azure cloud? Advantages of cloud over the on-premise. Advantages of cloud over the on-premise, right? Yes. In case of on-premise, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, OS installation, purchasing of database license, installation of database objects, database server, sorry, installation of database server, and designing database objects. Setting up hardware infrastructure, OS installations, purchasing of database license, installation of database server, and designing database objects. Again, to maintain all this, we require separate teams. We require separate teams, like hardware team is required, operating system team is required, networking team is required, security team is required, and database administrators. But here, everything in the cloud premises, we no need to maintain all this. We no need to maintain any infrastructure. We no need to maintain any licenses, right? Here, everything in the cloud environment. So in cloud, cloud is majorly utilized for storing data, analyzing data, and delivering data in various form. So data engineers with the help of this cloud services, they work on data and make it structured and useful. They work on data and make it structured and useful. Okay. Data engineers responsible for smooth data flow. They're responsible for smooth data flow from source to destination. Data engineer responsible for preparing data, cleansing data, transforming data, processing data. Generally, people ask a difference between a data engineer, data scientist, and a data analyst. So, data scientist is going to perform recommendations for the future. Data scientist strategizes for the future. Is going to analyze the data, identify the patterns, and is going to recommend for the future, recommendations for the future. Majorly data scientist for data analysis, predictions, data classifications, data clustering, and data recommendations. And data analyst, majorly for summarizing the data of the past and visualizing the data of the past. Data engineer does all the groundwork for data scientist and analyst. Means nearly 60% of data analysis is done by a data engineer. Data engineering involves what are the sources of the data, what is the format of the data, how to transform data, and what is the destination of the data. That is, what is the target? Okay. See, data engineer, data engineer as compared with a traditional ETL developer. See, data engineer as compared with the previous, that is traditional ETL developer, data engineer, he should be able to work with, he should be able to work with structured data. He should be able to work with semi-structured data. He should be able to work with unstructured data. Structured data, data in the form of in the organized form, like in the form of rows and columns, like Excel tables, like SQL tables, semi-structured data, like XML files, JSON files, unstructured data, like raw text, images, videos. You should be able to work with structured, semi-structured, unstructured, and also some kind of NoSQL data, streaming data, all types of data and all varieties of data. You should be able to work with all types of data and all varieties of data. All types, like any types of files, like CSV files, JSON files, Avro files, Parquet files, different types of file formats, all types and all formats, right? And if you see why Azure Data Engineer, why Azure Data Engineer, why Azure Data Engineer, and why Azure Data Engineer is in demand today. For example, an organization, an organization wants to increase its business revenue. It wants to increase its business revenue by utilizing the customer behavioral data on its website. So this organization using Azure for its operations. So mainly it is going to hire two people, Azure data engineer and a data scientist. First, the data engineer, right? Yes. First, he creates a data warehouse. He's going to create a data warehouse for the organization. Data warehouse is a storage of structured and queryable data. It contains, sorry, data warehouse is a storage of structured and queryable data. It contains data from different resources such as new user logs, user clicks, existing customer data. So data engineer is going to structure this data, stores it, monitors it in data warehouse. And later, data engineer is going to communicate with the data scientist. Data engineer going to communicate with the data scientist to understand the data requirement. He also communicates with the business team to know the business requirements of the organization. So this data engineer, he has to keep in mind the business needs while dealing with the data in hand, right? So data engineer, the data Azure data engineer, right? They constantly process, analyze, monitors the data. Constantly processing, analyzing, and monitoring the data. He's going to create some data pipelines. He is going to create some pipelines. Going to create some data pipelines through which the data is integrated with all the crucial stages of the data flow. And also, he makes sure that the data is available anywhere, everywhere where it is required. Yes, without any data leaks or data exposures. This is the primary role of a data engineer, right? Data engineer professional, right? Okay. Role of Azure data engineer. Designing entire data flow architecture, designing entire data flow architecture, and majorly creating data warehouse for storage of structure, that is analytical data. Creating data warehouse for storage of analytical data. Means this creating data warehouse make it fast and easy to query the data for analysis. And major task of data engineer, also data engineer, right? ETL, extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, load. This is one of the key tasks of data engineers. They need to keep processing the data. They need to keep extracting the data, right? Extracting the data from different resources, transforming it into structured data, structured and queryable form, then loading into this company's storage service for further business evaluations by the data scientist and other teams, right? Extracting, transforming, and loading the major task, and also like data monitoring, right? Make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way and data is available anywhere and everywhere where it is required. And also like data security. Data security, right? Ensuring data security is major responsibility of data engineers. Data need to be secure at each step of this process without any data leaks or data exposure. Collaboration and communication. They have to constantly communicate with the business team. They need to constantly communicate with the business team to check if the team requires any data insights. Collaborating with the data scientist to deliver the data as per the needs and as per the requirement. Analytics. So this data engineers, they analyze the data, transform it into structure and useful format. They need to have some strong analytical and mathematical skills to perform this analysis. Okay. The major role of Azure data engineer, designing data flow architecture, creating data warehouse, extract, transforming and load, data monitoring, data security, collaboration, communication with data scientists and the business team, and analytics, and various data engineering products and services. Products or services. Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Data Lake Storage, ADLS, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, ADF, Azure Databricks, Azure Streaming, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Key Vault, Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, Databricks, Azure Streaming, Azure Cosmos DB, and Azure Key Vault. Just I'll give overview about these things just in one line. Just I'll say what these are. Azure SQL.
Sir, one
Yes,
doubt.
yes, yes.
Azure Microsoft Fabric will not come into this one.
I'll be discussing that also. Azure Microsoft Fabric also.
Okay.
I'll be discussing it. We'll have major discussion on this fabrics also, right? Azure SQL. Azure SQL. In a simple way, it is a cloud RDBMS. It is a cloud RDBMS, right? It is a cloud RDBMS. You can say it's a database of Microsoft in Azure. It is a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It is for OLTP operations. It is for OLTP, online transactional processing, day-to-day operations. Right. OLTP. OLTP captures end user transactions. End user transactions. Azure Data Lake Storage. Azure Data Lake Storage. ADLS we say. ADLS. Some distributed file system. Some distributed file system with unlimited data storage. With unlimited data storage in cloud. That is data lake. See, we have got HDFS, Azure that is sorry, Hadoop distributed file system. Hadoop distributed file system. It's a on-premise. It is a on-premise DFS distributed file system. But Azure Data Lake, Azure Data Lake, Cloud DFS, HDFS, on-premise distributed file system, Azure Data Lake, Cloud DFS. It is a repository. It is a repository of large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. It is a repository for large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. Okay. Azure Synapse Analytics. For data warehouse operations. It is for data warehouse operations. For big data analytics. For batch processing. For parallel processing. It's mainly for data warehouse operations, Azure Synapse Analytics. We have got batch applications, online applications. This is not for online applications, but for batch applications for batch processing. User non-interactive applications. User interactive applications, online applications. User non-interactive applications, batch applications. So here we involve like millions and trillions of records. Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. ADF. So in a simple way, it is, see, just like Informatica, right? It is a ETL tool, but Informatica is a on-premise ETL, but this Azure Data Factory, it's a cloud ETL or cloud-based ETL. It's a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure. Cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure Cloud Platform. Yes. So it is ADF permits to combine data from multiple sources, reformat it into analytical models, save these models for querying, visualizations, and reporting. Yes. It's a ETL, like cloud-based ETL. Azure Databricks. So see, it can act as a data ingestion. This Azure Data Factory as a data ingestion, as a data integration for data transformations. Okay, we are pulling data from sensors, IoTs, logs, media files, from business applications, from custom applications, where ADF is pulling data. And after pulling the data, ADF can store data in these storage services like Azure Data Lake. One second. For ADF, where is that? So data stored. Data storage is right. Azure. What are the Azure storage systems? Like Azure Data Lake Storage, Azure SQL, Azure Cosmos DB, right? Like for NoSQL. Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks, ADB. It is a Apache Spark based. It is a Apache Spark based data analytics platform. It is a Apache Spark based data analytics platform. So for Microsoft Azure Cloud. So this Azure Databricks, it brings together the data science, data engineering, and business together. It makes the process of data analytics more productive, right? So it is Apache Spark. Apache Spark, very high speed processing execution model. It's a very high speed processing execution model for processing huge data, right? Azure Streaming Analytics. Stream Analytics. Stream Analytics. It's a kind of real-time analytics and event processing engine for analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously. Hmm. It's a real-time analytics event processing engine for analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously. Data which keeps on generating, data which keeps on incrementing. Such data we call it as a streaming data, right? For capturing such data, right? And Cosmos DB, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure cloud-based, Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. Just like MongoDB, here we have got Cosmos DB. MongoDB like on-premise, here Cosmos DB, right? It's a cloud-based NoSQL database. NoSQL means not only SQL, not only SQL. Yes. Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. NoSQL means not only SQL, right? See, see this micro batching we say, right? Yes. So it's a real-time analytics, event processing engine. See, streaming analytics, right? See, the rate of speed the events are generated. At the rate of speed the events are generated at the same rate of speed. They need to get processed. They need to get captured, right? See, if the events are generated at a very high rate of speed in a seconds, like thousands of events generated, the same time, right? It has to be captured.
Yeah, I was thinking like once the data is there,
Mm.
for how long is it stored? Like a month, 1 year?
See, not like that is what, see, batch processing here, like micro batch processing. Batch processing means, okay, for long time, okay, that is what batch we say. And micro batch, that is micro batch we say that to near real time analytics. This real time analytics immediately they need to be processed, means at a point at one side the events getting generated, the other side the events need to be processed. They keeps
Okay,
on
so
processing and analyzing, right? At one side, at a very high rate of speed, the events generating at the same rate of speed, they are going to get captured and need to be processed immediately. That is what real time. Near real time, okay, that is what micro batch and for every so like 30 seconds or every to 1 minute or 2 minute, that is micro batching indicates like hours a day or month like that week, but micro batching are these things, right? With very quick time I want the updates for these things.
okay, thank you.
Azure Cosmos DB, like it's a fully managed NoSQL relational, right, for modern app development. So here schemaless behavior. Generally, NoSQL means there doesn't have schema, schemaless behavior. Like SQL, where we provide schema, here no schemaless, not only SQL means schemaless behavior. From record to record, if we talk in SQL, we maintain same number of columns or fields, but in NoSQL, record to record, different number of fields can be maintained. Azure Key Vault. Secure key management, I can say like secure key management to protect data in the cloud, to protect the data in the cloud. I can say Microsoft Fabric. It is a unified data analytics platform. It is a unified data analytics platform. Combines data engineering, data warehouse, data science, real-time analytics, and business intelligence into a single place. So simply the data management from ingestions to insights. So simply you can say like from that data management from data ingestions to the insights using a shared data lake. We use a shared data lake called One Lake here, integrating various Microsoft data services. So it offers a kind of view of data professionals and business users to work with data for AI innovations. So these are the major data engineering products, Azure Data Engineering, right? So here Azure SQL in a simple way, it's for RDBMS, Cloud RDBMS in Azure, Azure Data Lake Storage, distributed file system. It's a kind distributed file system with unlimited data storage. Azure Synapse Analytics for data warehouse operations. Azure Data Factory, it's a cloud ETL, Microsoft. And Azure Databricks, Apache Spark based data analytics platform. Azure Streaming, analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data. Cosmos DB, cloud-based NoSQL, and Azure Key Vault, secure key management to protect data in the cloud. And Fabrics is a unified data analytics, which bringing together data engineering, data warehouse, data science, analytics, and business into a single place. So Azure Data Engineer ADE. See, majorly will be discussed. First, we'll be discussing with Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory, the ADF. ADF, no prerequisites, no coding, the codeless ETL tool. It is a codeless ETL tool. Even if you talk about Informatica, 80% drag and drop, 20% you'll write some kind of SQL scripts. Here, 100% drag and drop. No coding, no prerequisites, right? Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks with PySpark. And PySpark also majorly I'm going to cover PySpark in this, which has got high boom in today's industry, right? Very high speed processing execution model for processing huge data, that is big data, right? Yes. Azure Synapse Analytics, Microsoft Fabrics. Majorly, this is the discussion we'll have. Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, PySpark, Azure Synapse Analytics, Microsoft Fabrics. Along with that, you'll be getting knowledge on this. The other Azure data engineering products like Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL, Azure Streaming. So majorly, this is our discussion. Azure Data Factory, Databricks, PySpark, Synapse Analytics, Microsoft Fabrics, Data Lake SQL, and Streaming. Just check with this course content. 1 second. Starting with Azure Data Factory. So first overview about all these resources, followed by Azure Data Factory. What is Azure Data Factory? Azure Data Factory architecture, Data Factory portal UI, low level, that is top level concepts like pipelines, activities, linked services, data sets, triggers, data flows, integration runtimes, different types of integration runtimes, different types of triggers. Pipeline, what is pipeline? Creating new pipeline, organizing pipelines, debugging pipelines, publishing pipelines, parameters and pipeline parameters, right? Linked service, what is a linked service? Creating linked service for blob, for SQL database, for SQL server, data lake storage, and Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Data sets, data set creating for different, for Avro file, for CSV, for Excel, for JSON, ORC, Parquet, XML, right? Yes. Activities, different types of inbuilt activities, wait activity, copy data activity. Yes. Filter activity, get metadata activity. Yes. Copying data from different Databricks
So
notebooks.
for this all are we don't require any coding, right, sir?
ADF doesn't require any coding. Azure Data Factory.
Okay.
See, for this Azure Data Factory, no coding, codeless ETL. For this remaining, you require just will be using some kind of basic Python knowledge.
Okay.
Python knowledge required, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Some kind of activities related to iterations and conditional, like filter activity for each activity, if condition, switch until activity, triggers, schedule trigger, tumbling window trigger, storage event trigger, integration runtimes, self-hosted auto integration runtime, self-hosted integration runtime, right? Yes. Source control, ARM templates, exporting and importing, managed private endpoints, monitoring ADF jobs, send failure notifications using logic apps, data flows, majorly in ADF version 2, data flows were introduced. We got inbuilt transformations, different types of transformations like filter transformations, aggregate transformations, joint transformations, conditional split transformations, derived column transformations, existed transformation, union transformation, lookup transformation, sort group by transformation, pivot and pivot transformations, flatten transformations, right? In this way, and also validating schema drift, removing duplicate rows, SCD, different SCD type 1, type 2. And around 50 like 50 practical exercises we'll be discussing in this all this. And Azure Databricks, right? Into some before we go with this some introduction to this big data, introduction to this Hadoop and Spark, introduction to this Hadoop, Spark, and this cloud computing, right? Yes. And Databricks cluster management, displaying clusters, starting cluster, terminating cluster, deleting a cluster, cluster locks, different types of cluster, all-purpose cluster, job cluster, and cluster modes, and auto scaling, Databricks utilities, credential utility, data utility, file system utility, job utility, library utility, notebook utility, right? And Databricks integration with different Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL database, Synapse, Snowflake, PySpark SQL, and discussing about PySpark. PySpark in brief, like PySpark SQL data frame. So different PySpark creating a data frame, empty data frame, converting data frame, right, to pandas, row class, column class, select, collect the different inbuilt functions of PySpark, and PySpark SQL functions, aggregate functions, window functions, date and timestamp functions, PySpark built-in functions like when, expr, lit, split, different functions of this PySpark, and Databricks handling multiple file formats, CSV data, JSON data, Parquet files, Excel files, ORC, Avro, Databricks batch processing, historical data load, incremental data load, date transformations, aggregations, PySpark external sources, narrow and wide transformations, Databricks streaming API, Databricks lakehouse, like difference between data lake, delta lake, how to create delta lake, SCD type 1, type 2, workflows in Databricks. Azure Synapse, right? Overview of pools in Synapse Analytics, using Azure Synapse Analytics to query the data lake, and Azure Storage Account integration with Azure Synapse, Azure Synapse triggers, incremental load to Azure Synapse, and deep dive into copy, that is copy activity in Azure, and data flows introduction, different data flow transformations, Spark pool introduction in Azure Synapse, and Microsoft Fabrics, introduction to this Fabric, how to create Fabric account, Fabric hierarchy and terminology, Fabric overview, creating workspace in Fabric, one lake in Fabric, what is lakehouse in Fabric, how to create a lake house in Fabric, one lake file explorer, creating tables in lake house Fabric, shortcuts in Fabric, external shortcuts practicals in Fabric, catching and SQL endpoints in Fabric. So this is apart from this, you'll be getting the knowledge on this Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL, Azure Streaming, right? One second. Offerings from my side. Each and every video, live session video, you'll be getting that. Every session video, you'll be getting it. Even if you miss any session, you can go through that video and attend the next session for better understanding. Clear soft copy of notes. Assignments and tasks to work. A WhatsApp group. I'll be creating a WhatsApp group where you can have direct interaction with me. If you get any error or anything, you can take snap of it and post in this WhatsApp. So anybody can answer, I'll be answering it. Interview questions. Interactive and hands-on, right? So even you can also do the practicals along with me parallelly, especially in Databricks. Okay, and here in ADF also, right? Everything will be drag and drop, right? You can also just develop those pipelines along with me parallelly. Plus, apart from this, from Durgasoft side, it is offering Python videos. If means so I'll be just touching with the Python syntaxes. Just before I go with Azure Databricks, I'll be just providing the syntax of this Python. But still, if you want, want- okay, one second, one second. Mm. You'll be getting the access to the Python videos. You can just check and also MySQL videos. And even they're offering uh, Unix, Linux, shell scripting videos, right? So you'll be getting once you get enrolled for this offer from Durgasoft, right? Python videos, MySQL videos, Unix, Linux shell scripting videos, or more than 200 videos access you'll be getting. Right. Apart from this course video, right? Daily you'll be getting it. Soft copy of notes, assignments, tasks, these things. So duration, it takes around 3 months. Duration of this course for all these things, right? Azure Data, ADF, Databricks, Synapse, and this Fabrics around 3 months. Timings of this batch. See, I'm making it clear about the timings of this batch before we go. First 1 week, it will be at 5 p.m. it starts. Later, it will be starting at 6 a.m. First 1 week, it will be at 5 a.m. Later, it will be at 6 a.m., right? Yes. Okay. So these are the offerings and these are the things, right? Course content, right? Any other queries you got, anyone? Right.
Sir, can you share the course content links?
Okay. One second.
How many days in the week the class will be there?
One second. One second. I'm coming back. Yes. The course content link you'll be getting mail, right? with whatever mail you're logged in, you'll be getting mail. They'll be forwarding you. Yes. Okay. Classes will be from Monday to Friday. Sometimes I'll be taking on Saturdays, not all the Saturdays, mostly from Monday to Friday, right? So everything is practical oriented, nothing theoretical here. The ADF will be writing pipelines, will be creating pipelines. Here in Azure Databricks PySpark will be creating notebooks. Yes.
Sir, in the real time,
Hmm.
do we work only in ADF like the different teams, or we are going to work in all the modules? Which
See,
ADF?
yes. See, if you step into the company, you can just previously, like, if you go back like 5 years or 6 years, or 4, 5 years back, like, even as a just like a ADF developer, you can enter into the company. But now they are asking you with all the skills. So data factories, data bricks, all this knowledge about all these products, right?
Okay.
So yes,
Sir, one more thing. Your course content, how much years of experience we can go?
a typical 4 plus 5 plus years of experience, how much knowledge is going to get? You are going to gain
Okay.
that much of knowledge.
Okay.
For the labs and all, which environment should we be using, like our own or like a trial environment?
See, I recommend you go for trial only. The Azure is providing some free access, right? Free trials are there. We're going with the free trials.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Even within the free trials, you can go with the premium. We'll be having free, standard, and premium versions. Within the free trial itself, we can choose that premium versions where you will be getting some credits will be added, right? Whenever you take a free trial, those credits are enough.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I'll just demonstrate about all those things, how to get, and also later also with a very, very minimal cost, how you can work, what we can do once if you got finished with your trial credits, right? What you need to do to get the minimal charge applied. Okay. Tomorrow also,
Sir, yeah.
yes, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Sorry, sir. I don't know whether I can ask this question here in this group or not. Today morning, yesterday evening, I attended Samir sir's class also. So,
Hmm.
what is the difference between course content in both? Uh,
You should see here. This is what my discussion will be. Major discussion on this, all these data engineering products, data factory, data bricks. Majorly, if I can say, right?
PySpark, I think.
PySpark is the major thing
Yeah.
because for all this Azure Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse, everything, Spark is the main execution engine. We can say Spark is the main execution weapon here. So you need to
Okay.
have full knowledge on this Spark, the two PySpark. So if you
Okay.
see in the course content also, if you have means I am not comparing them, you should have seen with
Yeah,
other
I observed PySpark.
other training sites, and here you'll see a lot of PySpark will be included in our
Yes.
PySpark data frame, PySpark SQL functions, PySpark built-in functions, and these things. PySpark external sources, right? All these things.
Yes. Yes.
Apart from this, majorly discussing on PySpark also.
Okay. So it's mandatory. We need to have PySpark, right?
Yes. So for all this Databricks, this Azure Data Factory at the back end only Spark execution happens. You are not writing any code, but internally this data ADF, whatever this data flows you develop internally, they will be converted into Databricks job and executed by Spark.
Okay.
You won't write
Okay.
any code, but internally they gets converted into this Databricks jobs, and that
Okay.
execution happens by Spark. And here we have the full control of your cluster in Databricks. Your default cluster in this Azure Data Factory. In Synapse also like Spark, you've got Spark pool in this way. Spark is the main execution in this.
Okay. So one more thing, for this all these modules, the backend, who will be the administrator? Is it Azure administrator itself, or do we have any admin tasks also in this data engineer?
Yes, in this I'll also be discussing about admin related, right? When you step into the company, okay, there everything you'll be having ready made, but here I'll be showing you because you should you need to perform this before you go with that development activities. First, you need to arrange your environments, right? Here.
Yeah.
That also will be covered in this.
Okay. In
So
real time,
even if you go to that real time, even that admin won't be perfect with all this Azure data engineering products, right?
right.
So you need to guide him accordingly.
Okay. So in real time, generally Azure administrator is going to configure all these, or in general sense.
See, generally, if you go step into the company, everything will be in ready-made format. Everything, the clusters, everything will be in the running state. You no need to perform anything. Directly, you will go with the development activities.
Okay, because Azure's subscription and all will be provided by Azure administrator itself, right?
The company level organization subscriptions will be available. No, you no need of all those.
Okay.
Here,
So will
okay.
not any interaction with Azure administrator.
Whenever anything required, you will be raising tokens there.
Okay.
Years of experience as DB developer, I got almost 2 years of career breakup due to care. Now I want to restart. So this one, it's not it's for any people, right? Ramya, you are asking. Okay. See, even now you have got jobs on this. See, if I come to this job roles, right? Yes. As a ADF developer, you can step into the company as a Databricks, as a PySpark developer. After the course, like a PySpark developer, Azure Databricks developer, Azure Data Factory, ADF developer, right? You can step in. So here, if you talk this Azure Data Engineering, currently, if you see data Azure, this not data engineering jobs. I'm not only saying data engineering through Azure. Any data engineer through cloud has got high demand in the market. As see, this data engineering jobs and data science jobs currently have got high demand. So even if you talk, even if you go for the pay scales, right, you can demand for the salaries for a data engineer. Like if you compare the salary package, also 1.5 times more than the other technologies. If you see, uh, second, 1 second. See, every year, like lakhs of companies are registering themselves on Azure, and even the in turn increasing the number of job opportunities for Azure data engineers constantly. Companies, right? If you talk organization shifting to Azure and regularly in need of professionals who can work on Azure and handling this huge big data. Even pay scales I was talking, data engineers have got the highest average salary packages as closely to data scientists. Even if you talk the two highest paying jobs currently, data scientist and data engineering jobs, right? Yes. So even if you talk many companies like if you talk, they're hiring data engineers with great salary packages, offering high paying jobs, right? So even for career aspect and this package aspect right? This data engineering will be the better choice, right? Yes. So tomorrow also everyone can attend the session same time at 5 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion. Tomorrow I'll be continuing from where we have stopped. More discussion on this, right? Any other queries you got?
Sir, regarding certification, generally, Azure data engineer.
I'll be taking some couple of sessions. I'll just brief you about those things, right?
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
For the recorded videos for Python, which videos are those?
So this Python videos, right? You'll be getting all the Python videos, core and advanced videos access. You'll be getting both
Okay.
core and advanced Python videos. Total in brief Python videos access where you can go through that Python videos. Means initially people, if anyone doesn't have knowledge on Python, as ADF, we'll be starting with ADF. You'll be for the first 25 days we'll be discussing on this ADF, right? So within that period you can go through the Python videos as ADF doesn't require any prerequisites. You can go to the Python videos, Python video, all these core and advanced concepts, everything, and also MySQL and other videos. Yes.
So the admin team will give access to that?
Once you get enrolled to this course, you'll be getting access to this. So
Okay.
where you need to go and register on your Durgasoft website.
Okay, okay, okay.
They'll be providing you a link for you where you need to go and log in. Once you get login with your details, everything, they provide you that access directly. You can watch the videos on that site.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
And for these videos, regular session videos, you will be getting to your Google Drive. Daily, one video will be added to your Google Drive. Okay, fine. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'm signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow, same time at 5 o'clock using the same link. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Okay.